Welcome to another Founder Wisdom Pod. We have Jamie Pitt with us today. Jamie's a co-founder at Partner. It's a B2B creator platform. Also read that he was and still is a dad and moved to the country to start a homestead. So interesting guy altogether. Jamie, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to.
Thanks for having me, Charles. Yeah, like you said, mate, we're a B2B SaaS platform where we're building the operating system for B2B influencer marketing. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but it's fun and we're having a good go.
What were you doing before that?
So we've been going around for the last 3 years. We've pivoted multiple times. We raised venture capital money early on. We launched with like a brand-to-brand collaboration platform, and just over, I guess, learnings and figuring things out, we just had to pivot, and we landed on LinkedIn essentially, but just thought leaders and influential people on LinkedIn and connecting them with B2B brands. We found a lot of founders with our discovery calls kept mentioning LinkedIn and asking if they could be connected with influential people so they could get distribution. And it's like we did it initially as a test, just manually, and it happened to really be successful. So we figured, we've got something here, let's double down on that.
And before Partner, Pradus, House of Routine, Lean Blend. Tell me a bit more about those and how you started your founder journey.
Yeah, well, my founder journey is going back a while now. I was a soccer player, to be honest, so a football player, depending where you're from. And I'd retired and I was lost, like I think most ex-professional athletes. I just didn't know what to do, so I did a lot of random jobs, but ended up studying graphic design. And then just having that skill really opened my eyes into the possibilities of branding and perhaps like designing things. And my last assignment was you had to rebrand a company or create your own. So I figured, well, I've always wanted to do a clothing label, and I'm going to all the effort and doing a logo, business name, all this stuff. Why don't I just make it official and register all of these things and make it a business? And then by the end of the project or assignment, I actually printed out some shirts, and then a lot of people started asking me to buy them. I was like, well, maybe I can actually turn it into a business. So I launched with a first run of shirts, and then the first time I just got an online sale from a person I didn't know. That was basically me hooked. That was like, I can make money from creating things online. That was the start of ecom. And so from that, I probably started maybe 8 ecom brands. Many failed, but I would manage to sell 4. So I would build these companies. I would get sales and validate them and grow them into pretty good sized companies, and then I would list them for sale, and I'd keep doing that and repeating that.
And your shift from being a football player to a founder, how did you survive that? That's a pretty drastic 180 identity pivot there.
Yeah, I guess it was an evolution. Like it wasn't instant. I guess mucked around and did a lot of different random things. But I think sport and business have a lot of similarities in the way of you just need to figure things out. You don't know everything, or you're not good at the start, and you just get better. So Google and YouTube were my best friend. I think if you just got the right attitude and you're happy to do problem solving and work things out, that's how I just looked at it. I could see other people doing it, so I figured to myself, well, it couldn't be that hard. I can learn these things as I go. And that's all I did. I just, one step at a time, I just learned how to register a domain name, or how to build a website, and you just stack skills as you go.
Right. And football is it one of these equations in which however hard however much hard you work, if you don't have the genes, if you haven't started playing football at like 3, you can't scale. It's not like business at which you can get forever better, and with enough hard work and smart work you can eventually get there.
Yeah, I think in most sports, like you've got you people you see on TV and the people that are doing really well, they've had some sort of, whether it's luck or opportunity, or they've been there at the right time and it's just happened for them. But for every person you see on TV, there's probably a 100,000 other people that have similar skills that would be able to step in and do a job, kind of thing. So I think a lot of people don't realize how political or how nasty the athletic world can be. So you definitely need a little bit of luck, or someone in your corner kind of vouching for you to making teams. And then you've got stuff like injuries and politics played a big part as well. So I mean, yeah, I think there's a bit of luck involved, definitely, in there. And then same with business, right? Everyone needs a little bit of luck, but you just need to be doing the hard work and showing up every day to be able to get that luck.
Right. And partner, how is it doing so far? I think it's been a couple of years now. How many clients? Is it on a rocket ship trajectory?
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants the rocket ship. I wouldn't say we're exactly a rocket ship, but we're doing substantially better over the last 12 months than we have. We work with brands like Vanta, Tracksuit, Clearer. So I guess we're doing some good things. We've had hundreds of influencer campaigns go out across LinkedIn, email campaigns and stuff. We work with around 30 clients at the moment. But we have a self-service platform as well. So we have like kind of two sides where we do full service. We can handle B2B brands, influencer programs for them, or we've got our platform, which is end-to-end, and they can take their campaigns from creation to onboarding, to finding and recruiting influencers for them, all the way through to posting and discovering sales opportunities from their content.
Good. And Ryan, how did you meet him? Why is he the right co-founder, the right half for you?
Ryan, eh? We've been best mates for the last 15 years, and we met when we were working at a gym, of all places. We were in sales, doing gym membership sales, and we went our separate ways. I went down e-commerce, as you know, and he went down software. So he built his own software company. And over the years, we've had a lot of business ideas. Like he's always been one of my friends that I can call and talk about business, whereas I don't have any other friends that really care about business, or they're all tradesmen or those type of things. But we both experienced the same problem at the same time about 3 years ago now, and he was in partnerships and I was a CMO at a skincare company, and we're both trying to do partnerships with other companies at the time. And we called each other going, man, how frustrating is this? Like, I wish there was a platform where brands were opted in. They want to do B2B partnerships. And you can contact them, you can chat with them. Like, surely there's a platform out there that exists. We did some research and there wasn't. So that's, I guess, the point where we decided to go in and try it.
I do cold email, and a bunch of people hate cold email. A bunch of people also hate LinkedIn posts. Do you think it's an actual plague, especially to involve influencer marketing in a platform that's already plagued by bullshit content?
Repeat the question. What are you trying to
LinkedIn
ask?
sucks. Yeah.
LinkedIn sucks, you think?
LinkedIn. Yeah. Most people with a brain know that LinkedIn sucks. Like most of the posts that pop on top or low value. It's like someone trying to hack the algorithm, right? Like a selfie and something controversial. It just pops there because LinkedIn algorithm is managed by Microsoft, which like has very low incentive to modify this. And this sentiment is very strong amongst top founders in the community. Some of them actually leverage that, right, to make money, which is smart. But a bunch of people are dissatisfied with it and are leaving the platform because of that. Do you agree with these statements?
Yeah, well, I think it's a overgeneralization. They've obviously got a lot of users. I mean, I have my frustrations with LinkedIn for sure. Like, it's not a perfect platform, but whether you like it or not, there's influential people on there and decision makers. And if you're in B2B, more than likely your ideal customers there, they're consuming content. And yes, we all have the frustrating selfies and weird posts that seem to be going viral at the moment. But for every one of those posts, there's a thought leadership post, insights, um, content that's actually moving the needle for other brands and for them. So, I mean, there's lots of things about TikTok that I'm sure people don't like, but the truth is it still influences people in buying decisions. So that's why brands are on there. That's why B2B SaaS platforms play there.
Right. And as a brand, if I'm using partner, how can I make sure that my stuff sells without like negatively affecting my brand? And if I'm a B2B influencer, how can I make sure that the brand's a good fit for me and I don't sound too salesy?
Yeah, there's a lot of influencers or profiles on LinkedIn that kind of tarnish or make it look bad. But in our experience, the creators we work with, they're very, very conscious of kind of what you've said and their audience. And we'll have a lot of brand campaigns available, but it's been surprising to us how many creators on LinkedIn actually say no to a lot of campaigns. They're very, very picky as to who they work with. And for the reasons you just said is because they don't want to look like idiots and they don't want to piss people off because their audience is valuable to them. So it's really important for brands just to let the creators create, like don't shove branded assets down their throat. Don't like, because as soon as you or I see that, like we scroll away, we disengage. So the creator or the person you're working with probably knows their audience and how to communicate better than you do. So just let them, give them a loose brief and then let them kind of come up with their own ideas on how they can effectively communicate what you do.
Right. And I'm curious about the approximate of the economics here. For example, Jamie Dimon, like not the Goldman Sachs CEOs, right? But the sales and marketing, Jamie Dimon, what was the economics on that post? How much was she paid? And yeah, what did the brand pay?
Oh, that was a little while ago now. Um, from memory, it was around $1,000 at the time. Her rate might be a lot more now. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, that post, and that's the beauty of influencer marketing. The same as direct to consumer influencer marketing, you could have 10 posts go out, and they all perform kind of average, but you might have one post out of that 10 that absolutely like outperforms, and then that makes influencer marketing more than worth it. And that's what happened in that case. That drove hundreds of leads for the brand.
Wow. For $1,000, so that's pretty cheap, right? Like if I pay 10 influencers like that, I can get like 1,000 leads, maybe close 10 to 20% as a B2B, depending on my business model. Um, is it profitable as well from the influencer side? Like what do you have like criterias to onboard an influencers? Because a lot of people have like tons of followers on LinkedIn, but like most are inactive, right? As you probably know. So what are your criterias?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that's becoming more and more obvious and important for brands. brands aren't necessarily caring about how many followers you have. They're really diving into the comment section and engagement. I'm sure you've seen it, but a lot of people are in pods. These big accounts, they're in these engagement pods, and as soon as they make a post, all these people are told to comment on their post. And it's okay if it's actually leading good conversation, but it's all the same one-liner kind of comments. And brands are being really turned off by that at the moment. They're tending to work with smaller micro creators that have authentic and engaged, but they'll be smaller, but they'll be actual real conversations. And you might see 1 to 10 comments instead of 400, but the actual from people that are like inquisitive about the product they're talking about. So that's definitely one thing, is I guess engagement and real audience over audience size.
You have started like your own farm. I think you guys like call it homesteading in Australia 2 years ago. First question: you need to have decent amount of capital to do that. Two, why did you do it? And three, how's it going?
Yeah, so it was only 6 months ago, and one reason I've always wanted to do it for the last like 10 years. My wife and I have always wanted to have our own piece of land and to do what we're doing. But to be honest, the founder journey over the last 3 years has been really, really difficult for us, personally, like financially. Being a startup, it's just hard paying yourself. There was a moment there where for about 12 months, I had to get a second job. I was actually waking up at 1:30 in the morning, delivering bread in the city that I'm from, working for 8 to 10 hours, and then going to the office whenever I finished full time. So, and the cost of living in Australia was getting really, really difficult. So that about 5 years ago, my wife and I bought a house, and because of pre-COVID, we did really, really well with the house. So we had a lot of equity there. So that enabled us to buy 2 acres here in the countryside and dramatically decrease our mortgage. So our outgoings, and I guess my personal founder cash burn, is much, much lower. So now I kind of have less stress and able to focus more on the business and live, I guess, the way I want to live as well. So it's kind of like probably not the answer you're expecting, but kind of killed a couple of birds with one stone kind of thing.
That's the exact answer I was expecting. Yeah, well put. How's the YouTube channel? You're doing content with that? Like that's also like a monetization aspect of it. Like four birds, one stone. How's that going?
Yeah, it's been actually really fun, and funny enough, for whatever reason, doing this homesteading content has kind of like showed me that I can be myself, and it's making me create content for business a lot easier. Even though like I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, like creating this kind of content has made me think and realize, well, you do have something to say, and you can be yourself no matter in what field you're in. You just have a voice, have an opinion, and just get yourself out there. And this content, I figured, well, I'm going to be doing this stuff anyway. I may as well just stick a tripod and the camera there and document me doing it. And it's turned into, I've got nearly 2,000 subscribers, starting getting paid from YouTube. Brand deals are starting to come through. So it like one day in the weekend, it takes me to do some work and to film it, and then I edit it and it's out there. So it's low output. It doesn't take much for me, but it's like an outlet for me to kind of stop thinking about business and not go crazy.
Yeah, very cool. It's also a time consuming thing. Do you view it as like full-time, like therapeutic time, downtime, recovery time, or is it also impacting you and the hours you're putting with your family or your business, for example?
As in filming the YouTube stuff?
No, just the farm. But yeah, I mean the filming can be viewed as a byproduct, right? Like, but owning a farm and doing all that manual work, I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it as it's just something I've always wanted to do, and I'm passionate about it. So, as you know, if you're passionate about something, you'll find the time. Um, to be honest, it probably looks like I do more than I actually do. From Monday to Friday, I'm in the office from 7:30 to, I don't know, 6 p.m. And then, feed the kids, put the kids to bed, and then I'm working. And then on the weekend, I do a lot of the outside stuff. So it probably looks like I've got a lot more going on. I kind of view like the property stuff, I'll get to it when I can. We've got years and years to do it, but yeah, I mean, it's fun.
What do you have in plans for next year?
For everything?
Yeah.
Do you mean? Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to grow. We've got a really good foundation with what we've built. We're about to deploy some really exciting features in our platform. So one being a partner scout, we're calling it, and it's like an AI agent that's actually going to recruit, discover, analyze, and do the outreach to our brands creators for them. One of the biggest pain points we're seeing at the moment for B2B brands is actually discovering and finding who the creators are for them. So, that's been one of our, I guess, most hyped and exciting features. We're just doing testing right now, so really important to make sure that works properly. And then it's just about volume and scale, just getting as many brands in the platform as possible.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Jamie. Where can people find out more about you and your company?
Yeah, it's on Partner, so PARTNAR.io. Create account, go nuts with B2B collaborations. But my LinkedIn profile, YouTube, Instagram, wherever, just search my name. I should show up, hopefully.
That was Jamie Pitt and Charles Cormier for another CEO